Well, I'm at Mother's again, and the last time I was here I fixed some drip irrigation. I actually added a low drip irrigation to the main drip irrigation line. There's a 5/8 line underneath there, comes up with a 1/4 inch, and I ran it up here and I put it in here like that for this plant. But look at this. Does it look like it's getting much water? It don't look like it's getting much water to me. That was about 4 weeks ago, and it happens to be on the same drip irrigation as this here. You can see right here. Here's a dripper for it, and this one still works, by the way. And I've also got one. I've also got one for over here, right there. Usually she'll put a hanging one there, and then we'll just drape this into there. But right now, there's no hanging one. In fact, my brother, for Mother's Day, he brought this and he set that over there, and it was getting too hot in the sun and stuff, and I thought, hey, I'll just put it over here and do that. And last time, oh man, I had lots of stuff to do, and hopefully you saw those drip irrigation videos that I made on how to install the drip irrigation over here to this plant. And I thought I had everything working, but son of a gun, I got here this time and Mother said, hey, this thing doesn't seem to be putting out very much water when the drip irrigation is on. Okay, and I think I know what it is. And last time I was here, I was getting enough water through here, so I thought it was okay. Okay, so I'm going to turn the drip irrigation system on to this, and we'll see what, in fact, if there's any water coming in through here or not. I've been here almost a week. I have not turned this on yet. I wanted to show you this in its entirety on how I'm going to go ahead and fix this, or what the problem is and how to go about it. And hey, one way or another, I am going to fix this, or my name isn't VideoJoe. Ha ha ha. So I'll be right back. So if that's what you want to watch, that's what this video is going to be about: how to troubleshoot this, how to get this drip irrigation working. Because hey, if I can do it, an average Joe, you can do it too. I figured I'd take you into the garage, show you the little timer. And you don't necessarily have to have a Rainbird. This is a Rainbird, and there's particular ones. I've got the dial is on. It's on the current time, and I'm just going to press to water one zone at a time. Oh, I see. I got to turn it. And I think zone 5, oh, there it is right there. It says front drip. And see, they've got 6 zones. 2 for the front grass, 1 and 2. 3 and 4 is the back grass. 5 is the front drip. 6 is the back drip. So I'm going to turn this to 5. Okay, and I'm going to press that, and it goes down to 10. And so it shows me that I've got 10 minutes of the drip that's going to be on here. Let's go walk back out here and see what's going on. I got to get this fixed once and for all. And I hear it. Okay, can you hear it? I hear it. And let's go back to this one here. You see there? It's dripping. The drip is working over here. It's also spraying right here in this thing here. She's got a drip. I put a drip into this, that from before, and it's dripping. And I'm going to look over here, and you see this? It's dripping, but it's not dripping very much, is it? And I know what's going on. Now, the last time I was here, I got it fixed to a certain extent. And last year, we had a big, huge, kind of like it was a palm, some sort of palm tree there. The base of it was smooth, and it just grew a big ball and pushed into the wall there. And we had a guy come out here and take it out, and then he plopped this rock over here. But do you see down in there? there's water spraying up. And before, it was leaking right there, and I dug all that out and repatched the drip irrigation line, because the drip irrigation is a 5/8 line, and then it taps off to all these quarter-inch lines. And I knew it was still leaking there somewhat, but I didn't know how much. And what's happening is, when the guy chopped this all out with some axes and some picks and stuff like that, I should have turned the drip irrigation on, and I didn't know it. He didn't know it either, and he hit the main drip irrigation line, because it comes through here, and then it circles around, and it ends right down here. See, this is the end. This is the end of the drip irrigation line, right there. And it's 5/8, happens to be 5/8, and it zips around that way, and then it comes off of there to do the different lines for 1/4 inch and stuff. And he tagged it by accident, and so because it's leaking there, it's taking some of the pressure off of the line, obviously. So the last drip irrigation lines on the line, which is this last one here, and then I tapped it in off of that, and it goes over to this bush here. Now this bush is dripping, but it's not dripping very much at all. I don't know if you can see that. It should be dripping more than that. And I tapped off of there to go up to this, okay? To go up to that. All right. And because those are on the very end of this line, where that's leaking, it's leaking so much that there's not enough water pressure to make these drip bubblers work that much better. Does that make sense? And so what I've got to do, good grief, my brother was just over here, and he could have helped me lift this rock. Look at this big rock. This rock was swiveled over here, and it got pushed into the wall because this ball root of the palm tree thing that was here, it pushed the rock into the wall, and then the ball of the trunk pushed into the stucco right there. And it's not leaking. One of these days I'm going to have to patch this stucco, aren't I? See right here. But it's kind of underneath. I'm not worried about it, water raining on here and leaking through there and all that. But this rock was situated over here, and then after he dug it all out, he put some dirt in there, and then he flopped this rock. He had it leaned up against the wall and then flopped it down to here. Well, now, you know, when it was leaking before, it was leaking right in there. There was one thing that I found, and I was able to dig under the rock, kind of in between here, shimmied through there, got my hand all messed up, my arm and stuff, and I was able to fix the leak from last time. You watched that previous video on the drip irrigation repairs. It'll be in my playlist on my YouTube channel under playlist. Scroll down to landscaping or drip irrigation or something like that, and you'll find them. Well, now it's leaking right there. There's no way under this green earth that I can dig underneath there, because I'm not going to cut out any of Mother's azalea bush. So I'm going to have to take this and flop the rock up and kind of tilt it over here. And like I said, if my brother was here, that would have been easier for me to do it. But I think, come heck or high water, I think I can do it. I'm going to have to get a rope. I don't even have a piece of rope, but I've got a long extension cord, and I can double it up maybe and flip it kind of underneath the rock, and then grab onto that kind of like a rope and try to jerk this up and get it tilted up, because I need to dig underneath here. The leak is right there, the drip irrigation leak. And first things first, get this rock up, and then I can start digging, expose the line. I've got to shut the water off again so it doesn't get too muddy on me. Okay, and start digging that out and expose that. And hey, am I going to call the gardener to do this? Forget that. I'm not doing that. If I had the gardener fix this and have to do all this, he'd probably charge my mom $150 to fix this, okay? But hey, it's going to cost me less than $5 for this little coupling that you can put on there for drip irrigation lines, for 5/8 lines. And they also have them for 3/4 lines too. You have to make sure you check your lines, because you've got 5/8, you got 1/2 inch, you got 3/4. Okay, for the main sprinkler drip irrigation line pipe. Okay, so once I expose it, I'll be able to see, and hopefully it's just one little piece where it's gouged, and that's what I think's going on. And see, I think you can see down there where the water's kind of coming out there, and I got to fix that. I can't have that. I got to have it so that there's enough water for this plant here, and there's enough water for this plant. Now see, that water line is at the end of the line. It splits off somewhere else, and that's why there's enough. That's why there's more water here dripping, and over there, and the drip here. See, there's enough in here, and that's why there's enough water pressure right here, because it's before that leak. I'm not sure why somebody put that in there. I had just a bubbler in here, and somebody probably thought the bubbler wasn't enough, so they decided to put this sprayer in. Maybe I can rearrange the sprayer to get right in the middle to get more water through there, you see. And that's why those are working, and this one is barely dripping, and this one is just barely dripping, because they're beyond where the leak is, because the main water line comes in this way, and then it splits off. One little piece comes in there from underneath this stucco wall and comes in over here. Here's the end of the line over here. See, that's the end of the line there, and then it splits off, goes underneath, and then gets into there, and then it goes underneath there, and then it comes all the way over here. So from where the leak is here, from here just to there, that's when it loses the water pressure the most. That makes sense? So once I get that fixed, then you'll see that this bubbler is going to bubble a lot faster. In fact, it's going to bubble pretty much like this. And on those bubblers, for little plants like this, you can get half gallon per hour bubbler. Most bubblers are 1 gallon, and you can get 2 gallon. I didn't even know they had halves until last time. Well, a few times ago, I went to the store and I saw them. I said, "Son of a gun, they have half." And so I ended up putting a half gallon on that instead of a 1 gallon. And then I think that one was a 1/2 gallon. And then bubblers for plants and stuff, you can do 1 gallon. And I think on that initially I had a 1 gallon and stuff. So it just depends. Bigger bushes, you can do 1 gallon. Or 2 gallon. Like see for this azalea bush, for this whole thing, I'd probably put 2 bubblers in here. Boom, boom, and maybe 2 gallon per hour bubblers on those. See, it just went off. I heard it. It just went off because it's been on for 10 minutes. So that means I've been talking for 10 minutes. Are you kidding me? But anyways, and for this little plant in this bush, I think I changed that to a 1/2 gallon too. Or see, that one is a little bit bigger bush. You could probably put 1 gallon per hour bubbler on that. So different things you can do. See, it's off now. All I have to do is look over here. I heard it cut off, so I don't have to worry about it now. Okay. So now I've got my knee pad here. I got a hammer. I got my putty knife here. I got my gloves here, and I'm going to go get my extension cord. I'm going to see what I can do about manhandling that rock. Hey, I'm just here by myself. I got to be able to get that rock up one way or to other, because if I can't get that rock up, I can't do the repair.